Hey everyone, welcome back to Epic Things. I'm Ruby Chip, your host. We're talking to real life accountants who are living their dreams, working in their passion industries and making epic things happen. And trust me, this episode is epic. Our guest today is Jennie Wyllie, the CEO of Netball New Zealand. As a kid, Jennie loved netball so much, she dreamed of being a Silver Fern. Fast forward, she started her journey as an accountant and now she's running one of the largest sports for women and girls in the world. With some awesome work perks like getting to attend the Netball World Cup, Jennie's story is all about following your passion, making a difference, and having fun while doing it. Plus, we'll be sharing some pretty amazing tips about how you too can find an industry you're passionate about and make your own epic things happen. Let's get into it. Hello, Jennie. Thank you for joining me. Tell me who you are and everything you're passionate about.
I'm Jennie Wyllie, CEO of what I think is the greatest game for women and girls in New Zealand, Netball New Zealand. It also has young boys and men playing. It's something that has a massive social impact and imprint on New Zealanders and also throughout Australasia. So, you know, every day I get to do stuff that really matters to our community. So, pretty lucky.
And you started off as an accountant. Let's talk about that for a minute. Did you ever think that when you began your accounting degree that you would end up doing this?
Look, I'll be really honest. When I grew up, I wanted to represent New Zealand. So I wanted to play sport for New Zealand. And I think one of my earliest memories is going to a Silver Ferns v Diamonds game, New Zealand's, nemesis, Australia. And I looked at those women on the court and I just remember the goosebumps saying to Mum, I just want to do that.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up wanting to be a CEO of any big corporate or a bank or anything like that. But I wanted to do what they were doing because those women were awesome.
Yeah.
So I lived and breathed netball when I was a kid. I didn't grow up wanting to do accounting. I did find accounting and maths and that kind of thing really in my wheelhouse at school, so it came intuitively. When I realised I actually wasn't ever going to make the Silver Ferns or any other national team, heartbreaking, but a reality check for me, I decided I needed to use these skills that came more naturally, and they were intuitive, and it was an area where I could speak the language but also help others learn.
Jennie, what does a day-to-day look like for you? What kind of accounting tasks do you or another member of your team have to do?
Well, I think in our business we have everything from transactional accounts payable, payroll, accounts receivable, all those elements. We do management accounting, but where that all feeds into is actually making quite significant strategic decisions. And so every day we're making choices, we're running a business, we're operationalising activities that others are doing. So for example, if we're hosting a test match, it's about getting quotes for lighting, sound, production. Then afterwards it's about reconciling that and then paying them. And then getting the money in. So in a commercial sense, we also have, okay, who are we going to partner in our game? What are the benefits that they get? And benefits could be financial benefits. They could be benefits that come from a brand proposition. So accounting isn't just transactional. It's about how do you meld all those kind of elements of what are you selling? You're selling an intangible, which is an association with a brand, or you're selling TV time, or you're selling radio time. So how do you make everything add up so that the bottom line actually turns into something profitable that you can return back into your communities?
What kind of big decisions do you think the average accountant kind of makes for regular businesses?
They do, well, in the right way, the accountant can actually lead a strategic vision for an organisation. Right. So we're in a really complex piece of work currently around a future broadcasting state, right?
Yeah.
The person I want sitting next to me is my accountant. As I said, we're the guardians, the kaitiaki. Is this the right thing? Netball's 100 years old. Will we be here in 100 years' time if we make this choice now?
Right. Obviously, netball is a massive passion for you. Did you ever think that it would collide with your role as an accountant?
Never. Who gets to do that? I wanted to play it, couldn't do that. Okay, better go and do something, get a real job. But now I get to go and do amazing things, like when I'm on tour with the Silver Ferns, I pack the bus. When we prepped for the Netball World Cup last year, they were doing a judo session. And so you walk in as the CE and they're like, what are you doing in your gym clothes? Oh, I'm joining in. And it's not all that stuff. It's when I walk down on a court on a Saturday and a kid will come up and she goes, oh my God, this is the best experience. I've loved it. I won today. I'm amazing. I'm going to be a champion.
Yeah.
And that's the small little part you play. Every single individual that you can make good things happen for is such a privilege.
Yeah, wow. Honestly, I think you're my new hero. Aside the fan mail that comes with being a CEO, are there any awesome perks or any super good benefits?
Oh, look, I think it's all about the experiences that you get to be involved in. Yeah. So in 2019, we went to the Netball World Cup in Liverpool. To be able to sit in the stadium and see 12 players and management achieve the pinnacle of their career,
must have been
was
insane.
Such a privilege.
Yeah.
And to have been able to be there and celebrate and put them on a pedestal, oh my gosh, who would have thought a little 8-year-old that all they wanted to do was play netball would one day be able to get to stand beside or behind them and help play a small part in their success. So that to me is reward for all of the hard stuff.
What's the most epic project you've worked on? Anything behind the scenes that's been super, super cool?
One of the most epic moments, I can picture myself standing on a seat in a stadium with the Lord Mayor of Liverpool sitting behind me and the lights are going and I'm dancing.
You're dancing?
I'm dancing
What's
on
your dance
my
move?
seat. I don't know, it's terrible dancing. I look behind and someone said, the Lord Mayor can't see. And I said, we just won the World Cup. I'm sorry, the Lord Mayor will have to get on his chair. So I think those epic projects are the ones that make leaders or make those moments in time that you never forget.
And how did you find your career and, I guess, accounting in a sense, opening doors for you into your passions?
I love travelling, so I always wanted to travel. And straight out of university, I remember going into my third year and walked in one day and everyone's doing their CVs. And it's like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're applying for the accounting firms. I'm like, cool, should I be doing that? So I didn't come out of this traditional kind of, it was going to be a really structured pathway to anything. But having that qualification and putting the effort into achieving that meant I could travel the world with something in my back pocket which was recognised immediately. The work ethic was recognised. You were already a step ahead of anyone else that was entering a room, which made a big difference as a young person wanting to go overseas and travel. By being able to walk into a job, I was able to see the world. I'd take my passport on a Friday night to my jobs and they'd go, what are you doing, crazy Kiwi? Well, I might get a cheap flight this weekend and I'm going to see the world and I'm able to. So that's what I found the accounting profession and the qualification allowed me to do. Is it was a door opener. It allowed me to step in and make my own path in many different ways, and I've kind of gone to and fro out of in the job, but I've always used the job to my benefit. So,
firstly, that's amazing. It's so good. I'm very curious, as a young person myself, you mentioned that accounting can really help young people pursue their passions, like traveling, for instance. What advice would you give to a young person who's looking to do the same, who is maybe thinking about accounting or wants to pursue their passions in accounting?
Do the work, get the treats.
Do the work, get the treats. Work hard, play hard.
Yep. And I remember being at a netball tournament, a nationals, and I was the old girl nana in the room, right, at probably 25. And one of the young ones came and said to me, "Can I come and have a chat?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, come on." And she said, "I'm going to be a Silver Fern." I said, yeah, you are. What's your other plan?" "Oh, maybe I should do accountancy." And I said, "I would thoroughly recommend it because it is the most amazing stepping stone into whatever you want to be. It is going to be the profession that actually most businesses have to turn to for advice."
Why is that?
Oh, look, I sit in a meeting, and when you're the CFO or the accountant, your breadth of exposure to every part of the business and your knowledge, you'll be one of the few people in the room that can understand the entirety. Really? And that is power and value.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, knowledge is power, and you can add value to the decision maker. So you can sit in with a CEO, you can sit in with a board, and you can say, "Hey, have you thought about X, Y, Z?" Because actually your job is for the company to be as successful as possible.
All right, I finally get to ask this question. It's my favorite question, but how do accountants make epic things happen?
Accountants make epic things happen every day. They are the door openers to the reality, but they can be the door openers to the most creative thinking possible. I think it's a unique skill set. I think you get to walk in many worlds, and it's a common language where you actually earn the right to be at the table with a peer group. You get to do epic things in your day job, but if you use those skills to launch pad yourself off, you get to do epic things that actually has a lasting impact on a massive community.
Is there anything you would have said to yourself when you were younger?
Be braver.
Be braver.
Always be braver.
Yeah.
But never, like, I was quite an introvert at school, and so I found that really hard I was never going to be the loud kid in the room. I was never going to be up on stage. That was so not for me. But really early on, someone said to me, "If you see something you want, you go for it."
Lastly, for students watching at home, why do you think accounting is a great career for anyone looking to get into the sports industry?
Well, I think accounting is the door opener.
Yeah.
It says, I have a credible qualification, I can add value to what you do, you can trust me, and I work incredibly hard, and I can sit at any table and hold my own. And so I actually think that it's one of those fundamental skill sets that any business, particularly sport, needs almost as a fait accompli on your CV. If you come with those kind of credentials, your credibility is already well understood. So for me, that's been fundamental in my career.
Oh my goodness, what an amazing chat with Jennie. Her journey from a kid dreaming of being a Silver Fern to becoming the CEO of Netball New Zealand is seriously epic. Accounting made it possible for her to work in the industry she loves and even lead it. Are you feeling inspired and want to hear more stories like Jennie's? Then hit that subscribe button and visit our channel for more of those. You too can turn your passion into a career in accounting, so don't forget, check out our website for all the info you need to get started. Until next time, stay inspired and keep chasing those dreams.